Have you been bullying or think that your life isn't important and that you aren't good enough? I'm Waylon Myers and I have experienced these issues all my life. This is Standing Strong with Waylon Myers.
Your life
is truly important.
and
You're
Not
alone.
You're worth it.
Standing Strong with Waylon Myers gives you the platform and courage to talk about life challenges and let you know it's okay to talk about those things as I interview people around the world, as your life is very important and you are strong. Hello, everyone. It's so great to be back during my show, Standing Strong with Waylon Myers. I had personal things going on and I got sick and had to take a week off. This is my 25th episode and I'm so grateful for the support I am getting and all the inspiring comments you all are leaving. My guest for this week is Chaz Laughlin, another incredible Doorman actor. And before we get into his interview, I want to say you will get hate for being an inspirational person, but never quit or give up because we all win at the end. And now sit back and enjoy Chaz Laughlin's episode of Standing Strong. Chaz Laughlin is an actor and producer and is known for Doorman's YouTube series, Changing the Lives of Other People. He starred in the murder of George Tenor's Mysteries of the Unexplained, Whiteblood, and more. So you see, he is an amazing actor with more to come. And now, let me introduce to you the 25th guest on Standing Strong with Waylon Myers, Chaz Laughlin. What's up, Chaz? How are you doing today?
I'm doing awesome, Waylon. Thank you for having me on and working with my schedule. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome, and thank you for being on. Were you a victim of bullying? If so, how did you overcome it? And if not, what advice would you give on bullying?
Yeah. No, I've been bullied. Yeah, I don't want to get into the details of it, but yeah, no, I'm pretty had a rough going with it.
Yeah. Can you share a little bit about yourself to the viewers?
Oh, yeah, of course. Hi, guys. My name is Chaz Laughlin. I'm an actor. If you've seen any of those many great actors that Waylon's had on here before, I work in the same show for Dhar Mann. So I've done a lot of YouTube stuff, done some other stuff. But yeah, I worked with some Viners back in the day, if anyone used to watch Vine. So
yeah, awesome.
That's yeah, my career.
That's awesome. One, you've been in a lot of Doorman films lately. What was your favorite Doorman film that you have acted in?
That's hard. That's a hard one, Waylon. I do want to tackle the point. I do think I also have some points to your first question about some advice, but I'll definitely answer this first one here. I don't know. That's tough. I really love working with, because all the other actors have become some of my best friends. So it's tough. I mean, Carlos and Mayor, Finn, Colin. I mean, they're all like really good friends of mine. That's tough. I guess my favorite one, how it's turned out. I love the old folks home one, where I steal from the old folks home. That one was really fun, so I like that one a lot.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, thank you. So,
You're welcome.
You saw that one with
Yep,
me and
yes, I did. It was good. And then I forgot her name, but the one that did a lot of awesome films, the one that sent up the cameras in the teddy bears. Elizabeth, yeah. She's an amazing actor too.
Oh yeah, she's great. She's so emotionally deep. Fantastic.
Yeah. Okay, so your advice on bullying?
Oh yes. I would say, because it's hard. It's very, very hard, especially if it's someone close or has some sort of authority over you. Because I've had like a couple run-ins with it. The best thing you can do with bullying is just, you can't save them. You cannot save your bully. I know that's maybe not everybody's problem, but that's my kind of thing. I try to help them, because a lot of bullies I've encountered make themselves the victims in order to justify the things they're doing to people.
Yeah, and
you just can't help them, and you can only pull yourself away from it, like, because there's no place for you to save them and help them. Like, you can't, and if you can't get out of it, because there are some situations you can't, like whether that's a spouse or something like that, I mean, keep yourself safe, the safest you possibly can. And if you're in a place where you can go somewhere else, get there, and like, if not, figure out a way to get there, out of that situation. And yeah, that's probably the safest way. Because I mean, there is something to be said about standing up to a bully like that. As long as it doesn't physically or endanger you.
Yeah.
That's a lot of bullies, when they're challenged, will hurt you physically, because if they can't emotionally traumatize you and control you, they'll make it a physical problem.
Absolutely.
So standing up is important, as long as you can guarantee your safety.
Yep.
So if you can guarantee your safety, go for it. But other than that, it's not worth it. Just find a way, stay safe, and get out of there. That's the safest thing, I would say. Awesome. You're not a coward for that. It's brave.
Yeah, absolutely. What hardships did you experience in your life, and what were some ways you overcame them?
I mean, hardships, that's tough. I mean, we've all definitely, I'm sure you've got a litany of things that you've gone through to be the kind of guy you are today. A lot of heartbreak.
Yeah.
Sorry, can you ask me the question again? I'm sorry, I kind of got lost.
Okay, yeah, no, you're fine. What hardships did you experience in your life, and what were some ways you overcame them?
Okay. You know what? I think I got a good one for this. That'll be kind of, relevant. I had a couple of roommates, one of which was my best friend for 15 years. Like, I love this guy like a brother. One day I realized I didn't like the way that my roommates and my friend were talking to me. It was just very disrespectful and they saw me as like emotional punching bag of sorts. And they just viewed me as lesser than, and I started to realize that, and then I started to call it out. So this is one of the things where I could guarantee my physical safety. Like, I knew they were kind of bullying me, and like, they would ignore me when I would ask questions. And so I did confront them on it, and it actually ended up severing that relationship with all of them. Even though I didn't want to lose my best friend. And I was just hoping that he would have a mature conversation with me. He wouldn't. And so I had to walk away from that friendship. And that's really hard for someone like me. Because especially like that guy was like a brother to me. And at times I there were times I didn't talk to my parents for like months at a time. And so he was somebody I was really, really close with. And so that was hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to walk away from relationships where you're just not being treated properly.
Yeah, absolutely. No one wants to lose a close friend, especially if they was a real honest person to you.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Hard.
Yes, it is. How do you relieve or manage stress?
Oh, that's good. For me, it's all about the breath. Because when I get tense, I just stop breathing and I can feel it in my body. And so a lot of times, if I can feel myself creeping up on stress, I'll take 15 minutes. I have a yoga mat right over here, and I like to lay on it. And I do. There's a guy called Wim Hof. Have you ever heard of him?
I have not.
WIM HOF. He has a whole breathing thing. Like there's a bunch of different breath workshops out there, but I certainly enjoy his stuff. It helps me get back into my body. And if I can breathe, it can actually change the way I feel. Because if I breathe, I relax, and then that lets me go at whatever's stressing me out without the stress kind of clouding me up, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Do you have a favorite inspirational quote that sticks to you to never give up?
I think there are certainly quotes I borrow time to time. Oftentimes I'll say a thing and I'll like even something that flies out of my mouth, not just circumstance, but I would say I don't know, for whatever reason, something from Franklin Roosevelt's in my mind. I don't know if this certainly applies, but speak softly, carry a big stick. I don't know why that's the quote that's popping in my head right there. It's not quite on brand, but I don't know why I'm thinking about FDR.
It's okay. It's a good one.
Or maybe it's Teddy. It's Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah. Awesome. One or your favorite music artist that helps you unwind? I know this one's a tough one.
No, this one's easier for me. Do you know what I do when I need to relax? I listen to Studio Ghibli. Do you know what Ghibli films are? Studio Ghibli?
No.
There's a film called Spirited Away. It's like a bunch of animated films, but the soundtrack on that is just so peaceful. So I just put on Studio Ghibli soundtrack music, and it's just piano and like real classical.
Nice. Awesome. I will have to look into that.
Yeah, if you haven't seen those movies, they're great.
Okay. How have your experience affected your life long term, good or bad? Did those experiences change your goals or change the direction of your career?
I mean, that's for me. Yeah, of course. I'm where I'm at because the sum of all the experiences. It's tough that I kind of isolate one. Is there anyone in particular you're curious about?
About did you find you will ever be an actor in your life compared to who you was when you was a kid growing up into your high school career and then college? Did acting ever cross your mind?
Yeah, you know what? That's okay. I like that. I like that question. I think as a child, I don't know why, but I would tell my mom, and I can remember since 5 being one of the first times I loved writing, but I never wanted to be a writer. And I knew I always wanted to be an actor. and I wanted to be the president of the United States. Those are the two things I was like, yep, those are what I'm going to do. I don't know why. Since I was 5, those were just my goals that I wanted. And I did act. I did theater as a kid, you know, I did all the school plays. And then, did you ever see High School Musical?
I have. Yep.
Okay, so I felt like Troy Bolton because I was good at basketball and football and track and all that. And my dad basically convinced me not to do theater because, I mean, he had basically told me, and like I'm kind of ashamed that I let this work, but I was a child, you know. But my dad he would kind of bully me in a way and convince me that if I did theater, then I would become gay.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that that's a bad thing. As an adult, I realized that, but it's my, you know, 12, 13-year-old ego. I was like, oh, I don't want to do that. I'm like, you know, I didn't want to disappoint my father. So I stopped acting. I ended up getting into videos and making videos in high school, part of the leadership and things, but I stopped. And I stopped all the way until college. And one time I was in college and I saw for class that there was an intro to theater class. And I was like, you know, I used to love theater because it had probably been like 8 years since I'd been in a play or anything. Maybe longer. Might have been 8 to 10 years since I'd done a play. And then I did it. I loved it. Yeah. I did another one and I did an acting on camera class and I was doing really, really well in it. And I was like, oh yeah, this is what I loved as a child. And I was like, this is what I'm good at. So I finished up college. I took a few more acting classes, and I grew up in Oregon and in a small town where nobody's ever made it as an actor. It's just like, it's a pipe dream. Essentially, it's just like, okay, yeah, an actor, you know, I don't know what it's like from where you're at, but it doesn't seem like a real thing. And then I went to California and I knew that I just didn't want to fail. So I burned the boats and made no other plans. And I just committed myself entirely to acting until, I guess until I felt like I made it, whatever that means.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, that was a long-winded answer. But
you're fine. Yeah. If you asked me a couple years ago if I will ever do a talk show, it probably would have been no.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Do you mind if I ask you what got you into the talk show?
Well, being that I was growing up and I had a speech impediment and I was bullied all my life over it, I always wanted to do something like this to spread positivity into other people's life and let them know that they was not alone. But I always hold back and say, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. It's going to be pointless. I'm going to get made fun of or stuff like that. So I reached out to Lillian Garcia. I don't know if you know who she is, but she was 15-year WWE's ring announcer.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I've been doing Team Lillian for 11 years. And I reached out to her and I was like, I want to go live and share my life history with people about getting bullied and how I overcame it and stuff. And I was always nervous about it because I felt it was a bad idea. And she told me, no, it comes in your heart. Always be yourself and trust that it's enough. So when she said that to me, I was like, I'm going to follow that and see if it helps me. So I followed it. I went live on Instagram for the first time. She popped up face to face with me. I was nervous, but I managed to prefer. I mean, people told me, you didn't look nervous to me. I'm like, I know, but deep inside me, I was nervous and shaky because she popped up on my live feed. And at the end of the video, and we disconnect and stuff, I was shaking and, oh my gosh, I can't believe I talked to 2,000 people because that's how many people viewed the live stream. because of being a celebrity, you know, and stuff. And I was like, I got mean comments, but I wasn't paying attention to them.
Yeah.
I got a lot of positive comments saying you did a good job. So I did Will Talk with Waylon Myers. That was my original talk show. I did 9 episodes. I got some nice comments and stuff, but I was discouraging myself because I couldn't find people to be on my show. I didn't know who to ask. I didn't feel the Real Talk was the right message that I was trying to put out there to people. So I quit and I gave up. And then I told Lily, I was like, I don't think I could do that anymore. And she said, just because you can't find someone for a week or two to talk with you, she said, don't give up. She said, the moment will come, and at the right time, there's a person will want to be on your show. I'm like, okay. So I took 2 months off, and then that's when Standing Strong with Waylon Myers came in mind. I was like, Standing Strong is going to be that show. I feel Standing Strong is definitely a show that is telling people where my heart is coming and how positive I want to be in this world, to let people know no matter the hardships or the struggle you go through in life, that you are worth it and your life is very important. No matter if you get bullied for anything in your life, if you have a speech impediment or you're overweight or you're not talented, that's okay. Whatever you are good at is what you are good at, and you should never feel alone. You should never doubt yourself, because whatever you can achieve, you will accomplish. So I've been doing it, and you're my 25th guest. So
you're killing it, man. Yeah. You're really killing it.
No matter if I have a speech impediment, if I love and I want to spread out positivity, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to let the hate win, because at the end of life, we all win.
So, I love that. I love that.
Thanks. Before we wrap up this interview, actually, I got 2 things. The late great Carlo. I don't know if you had played in Doorman with him. What was your favorite video and favorite moment of his?
Oh man. So I actually worked with Carl a lot. My first video was actually with Carl and Ricky. That was the car salesman one.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, that was my first Dhar Mann.
Yeah.
God, Carl. I just remember, and Ricky too, they were fantastic actors. Like my first day on this set, and I was like, okay, wow. Because he could just connect. That's something in acting that's so important, and Carl was very, very good at that. He could feel deeply about you and make you feel how he felt. I mean, even when we played adversaries most of the time, I mean, Carl was doing the right thing. Man, so many times he was just a wonderful, wonderful soul and just an incredible artist. I remember he played a homeless person, and he would show up and, really give truth to the story. And there was actually one time specifically, I remember, we were doing a thing where I was fighting with Mayor, and then I leave and I actually meet Carl, whose wife had just passed. And Carl's had a lot of loss in his life, so I think he deeply connected. And he was just truly crying, like just looking at the photo, I think really moved him so deeply. And I was thrown away, because he put on such a beautiful performance, and he did it for like 20 minutes straight, which is just emotionally exhausting, just doing that deep pain. And yeah, I also remember just sitting in the car one day with him because we were driving to different sets and I rode with him. Carl wanted to work with me on some stuff. Like we talked about doing a couple short films and a play, and I deeply regret not doing it sooner because you never know. You never know when it can go.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, he was an awesome person. I loved him.
Yeah, I love Carl.
Yeah.
He really was sweet.
Everyone in the comments on Doorman's YouTube, there was always positive comments about Carl, and it was nice. He was a good actor.
Oh yeah, fantastic, and a great person.
Yep, absolutely. And now, before we wrap up this interview, what advice would you give to someone out there who feels like they are not good enough to accomplish anything they set their minds to?
Okay. Oh, well, I've been there.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in your shoes, and even still, I feel like that often. I guess the advice is wait it out. Especially don't do anything violent or rash. Just take time. Be by yourself. Feel it. And this too shall pass. I think that. And it's okay if you don't do anything. There's no expectations.
Yeah.
It's all going to be okay. I know it's simple and easy to say, but the older I get, the more I realize, it's going to be okay.
Yep. Absolutely. Well, Chaz, I thank you so much for being the 25th guest on Standing Strong with Waylon Myers. Remember to always be well, honest, and inspiring. I hope you have a good rest of your day and all the best in 2022.
Great. Thank you for having me, Waylon.
You are welcome.
I wish you the best, man. I can't wait to see the show pop off.
Thank you. And good luck with the Doorman videos. I am so excited that they are going to be longer.
Yeah, me too. I had one come out today. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either. I'm going to watch this soon. So I'm excited.
Yeah, same, man.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. And I hope you have a good rest of your day.
Thank you. You too, Waylon.
Welcome. Yep. Bye.
You just watched Standing Strong with Waylon Myers. Follow and support the show on social media on Facebook, Standing Strong with Waylon Myers, on Trail, SSW Waylon Myers, on Instagram, Standing Strong with Waylon Myers, and on TikTok, SSW Waylon Myers. And for everything Standing Strong with Waylon Myers, visit the official website at www.waylonmyers.com. Until next week, everyone, thank you for watching.